Hello, everybody. Welcome to It Takes a Villa podcast. It's official. So, this is our first episode, and it is to meet us, meet your villa. Um, Angela and I are only just part of Villa, but there is such a bigger village and community out there. So, we are here to tell you all about it today. We're really excited to explain what Villa is. I am Kristen Gazani. I'm the founder of Villa. And I am really passionate about supporting moms in every aspect of motherhood. So we will tell you what we do with Villa. I became a mom back in 2018 when my first son was born, Khalid. He's now 4.5, almost 5. And I had my second son in 2021. His name's Khalifa. He's now 21 months. And I'm actually expecting baby boy number 3, and he is supposed to make his grand arrival in May. So I'll have 3 boys and definitely keeps my hands full, but Villa is my other baby. So, I try to balance my time of getting them, busy and have some fun with Villa play dates and doing all the volunteer work, and you'll get to see them as part of the Villa team. So if you see us, if you have any interruptions or anything from kids in the background, we're moms. That is the point of our podcast. We are real moms. So this podcast is for real moms by real moms, and we welcome everybody to watch and to come. Here he is now. Okay, thank you, Khalid. So I'm going to pass it to Angela to tell you a little bit about herself.
Oh, thank you, Kristen and Khalid. As Kristen said, I'm Angela, and I just want to let everyone know I did not know Kristen until I became a mom back in 2018. And I was in the throes of postpartum anxiety, OCD, and depression, and I reached out to Villa, and Kristen saved the day. It was amazing. Villa, although I wasn't active at that time, I just needed Villa I needed to be a silent watcher of Villa, and it really helped me come out of everything. And my daughter she's now a part of Villa, and she loves the Villa vibes. And I became a doula, which is how I resurfaced in Villa. And now Kristen and I have connected, and I cannot thank her and Villa and all of the Villa members enough for helping me through my journey. And now I'm here to help repay or help give back what I was given when I needed it.
Yes. So Angela, like she said, she started as a member. Now she is a leader in Villa. Little by little, you'll hear about some of the things that she's done. Actually, I credit her with the podcast idea too, because we've talked about so many cool ideas back and forth that this was one of them. So that's why we're here today. And like she said, some mamas, you guys are silent watchers, you're observers. Maybe you are doing a Villa vibe in your own house and you have your girlfriends, your sisters, moms, group, whatever your family is like, and you do have a village. You're still welcome to be part of ours. It doesn't mean you have to come to events or show up on our virtual events or comment on the page. It just means that we're here and you can listen in. And that is what prompted us to actually do the podcast, because we wanted something where mom life gets crazy. You can listen to it on your time. So we try to vary the times of our virtual events that we'll tell you about in our in-person events. But this is something that you can log in YouTube, of course, subscribe and like us and follow all of our episodes, share them so other moms can be, reached by our Villa. But you can just do it on your time. So it's flexible, no pressure. And that's how our motto is about all of our events, virtual, Zoom groups, everything. Come as you are, come when you can. If your kids are in the background, fussing, crying, you're trying to make dinner, whatever's going on, nursing, whatever is going on, trust me, it'll happen with me. It does happen with me all the time. The moms can tell you. So no judgment. This is a safe space and you're totally welcome here. To listen in and to participate at the level that you feel is best for you. So, with that being said, Angela, I wanted to give a little bit of a backstory about why we started Villa. As a first time mom, I was living out in Los Angeles, my husband and we had no family. His family's abroad, my family was across the country. Very little friend crew, almost no one had kids. I had like one really great friend and neighbor who had a kid and kind of like was my go to. She was like my Villa at the time. Thank God for her. But other than that, like I had no one. And I think that is more common than than people make it out to be. We hear it takes a village, but it's also, uh-huh. So, it takes a village. Really, that mentality is lost. It's very big in a lot of cultures. It was very big back in the day, but it's not something that, especially in American society, that we get to enjoy anymore. A lot of working moms, two family working households or two parent working households, single parents, people in the military or international families, anybody who is just here alone or transient or uprooted and moved for whatever reason that may be. Even if it's a beautiful reason, you can still find yourself alone. So just because you don't have a village, it doesn't mean it's anything that's your fault. It can affect people from all across every background, people with low income, people with high income, stable families with, whatever issues or crises they're going through. We all need that village. So Villa, our whole vibe is that all moms are welcome here. What connects us is this whole thing called motherhood. And what we say is that we're here to change the game of motherhood. We're going to bring back the village. We're going to be your Villa, your village, and support each other. And it's not something I can do alone or just with Angela's help. It's something that we all need to get into that mindset. So it's more of a mentality, if anything, right?
And I just want to throw this in there that as a participant in Villa, when I was really going through my worst of times, I was able to reach out when I was comfortable, and there was never any judgment. I never once felt like it was the world against me when I was dealing with the Villa community. That just the outpour of support was amazing. And then my second thing that I want to add to what you said, Kristen, is that I'm a firm believer in that if we as Villa and as mothers don't support and help each other, then who will?
Right. Exactly. We totally get each other. And with that being said, we wanted to do a little check-in. So let's do a mama check-in, Angela. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling, I love it. Thank you for the check-in because I need this. I'm feeling great, except I'm really struggling with bath time. I don't know what it is. My daughter is 4, and she has this thing where she doesn't like to get her hair washed, and it gives me a lot of anxiety because then she's screaming through the whole thing. And I tell her it's a necessity, it's hygiene, but we just are really struggling through that right now.
Look, we all have our battles. I think for my kiddos, it's other aspects like potty training and all that we're going through. So if it's not one thing, it's the other. And then, as moms, we have our days where we feel like we conquer the world, and other days you're like, I can barely keep things straight, And so that was like this morning for me. So I finally had to reset, do a little check-in with myself and change up the vibe, because I'm like, we got to get this podcast out here. And there's no shame. We all have our rough days. We all have our battles. But the thing about motherhood is you just keep on trekking through, So
with the help of Villa, I just want to leading into our next topic. I really look forward to the support on Sunday nights and Thursday nights, because then I don't have to get through it myself. I can get through it with all of you, and it's amazing. Check it out if you haven't already.
Yes. So, when I started Villa, I had already had Khalid, he was almost 3 years old, actually probably over 3 years old at the time. And I had my second son, and I realized that even when I had wasn't enough. So the bull to you 24/7, like Angela said, we have virtual support groups. We have our Facebook groups, which we're going to kind of get into, and then chat groups. So whatever your routine is, if you're working, if you're staying at home, if you're going through a tough time, you can plug into us in some way instantly. And that is what I think is different about Villa than a lot of other support groups and charity groups. It's that you have to go through this process to get involved. But with us, we're at your fingertips. Social media, the world of social media, we're all in one way or the other involved in, right? So we have it there at your fingertips. Our three big areas we have is the Villa support, the Villa advocacy, and the Villa charity. So with the support, our biggest one, I would say our biggest bread and butter, one of the main things that started us off and sets us apart is the Zoom support groups. And we have those twice weekly. One of them on Sunday nights that Angela is referring to is our healing circle. And she has been a leader of that, one of the leaders of that, because we have all sorts of amazing professionals that come on and help lead that. And that's a really good way to supplement the podcast, because though today we're introducing you guys to the big picture, each episode hereafter will be about a certain topic. And those are going to align with our healing circles and support groups. So I'm going to pass it to Angela to talk a little bit about our support groups and our healing circles and what's the difference of them, if any, and what they're like.
Well, they're wonderful. I would say that the main difference is that Sunday night is a bit more structured in that we have some professionals come in and help us. We have 2 doulas, a therapist. We have so many other professionals in our group, though, that are going to be popping in. Sleep consultants. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. There's just so many to think of.
Consultants.
Yes, lactation consultants.
Fitness and mind body healers.
Yes.
I mean, just all sorts of things. Because if you really think about it, we as mothers are complex beings, right? I mean, as humans we are, but as moms, and we have all sorts of needs. And a lot of those needs cross over between moms. Other needs are something that's unique to each of us. So anything from mental health, counselors, psychotherapists, supportive people, to physical health, people who are helping talk about, yoga instructors, fitness training, whatever that may mean for you. And then, of course, help when it comes to baby. So we do talk a lot about babies and kids. I think people think of any other mommy group. When you think of a mom group, you think of, oh, it's for moms of infants and newborns and little kids. And then once you get through that like instant postpartum phase, then, move on. You've got this. No. Postpartum phase lasts forever. We have moms, we have grandmas, we have moms in the group whose kids are middle school, high school, grown. And the beauty is that a lot of times the moms who do have a lot of experience, though they come with their own questions and, puzzles to figure out, right? Because we never have all the answers as moms, but they also can give advice and experience, kind of some guidance from their perspective to newer moms, pregnant moms, first-time moms, moms who, they've been there, done that, and they're able to kind of support you. So the beauty is that we're just such a diverse group of moms, and we feed off of each other and support each other. Another big thing we talk about is the whole issue of mom shaming and how we are like anti-mom shaming, changing the game. Don't mom shame. Like, we do not tolerate it in our group, whether it's in person, online. Online is an extremely big, like place that you find bullying, because people kind of hide behind their computer screens, right? So that is something we try to like eliminate in our group. It's all support. And there obviously is a way to have your own opinion and have healthy discussions about things. But I think what you'll find with Villa is that we're all here to support each other, whether it is our just online Facebook support group, or I should say groups, because we've branched out so much now. Our virtual Zoom groups on right now, they're Thursdays at 3 p.m. and virtual Zoom healing circles Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the cool thing is about our groups is that mommies anywhere can plug in. We have our main Villa group. It's just called Villa on Facebook. It is a private group, but if you type in Villa under groups, it should pop up. And that is virtual Villa. So that's the virtual nationwide group where anybody can join in. And then we have now branched off in our home state of Virginia, where we started, where I'm located. We've branched off into our DMV group. So DC, Maryland, Virginia area, Northern Virginia. That's our biggest group because that's where I'm located. Angela is actually a doula in Maryland, so she's part of the DMV group. Then we have Fredericksburg area. We have Richmond and Central Virginia area. And then now we have the Hampton Roads area. So we're all across Virginia, and little by little, we're kind of clustering and building communities across the country. But anybody who's not in Virginia right now or DMV area can plug into our virtual, our main Villa group. And then the others that I just listed are by area. Speaking of being a doula in Maryland, Angela, I wanted to ask you, we get this question all the time. What is a doula and why is it important? And do I need one? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm so glad you asked, because I did not even know what a doula was when my daughter was born. And looking back and reflecting, I truly, truly believe that my postpartum journey would have been a little different had I had a doula. And that's because a doula is there for the mama. We also care for baby and siblings and other family members, but we are truly there to hold your hand and walk with you through whatever your journey may look like. So we do everything from sitting and listening. We keep our bias opinions out of it, and we give evidence-based information to help guide decisions that mamas can make. I love to cook. I do meal prep, laundry, household tasks, vacuum, dishes, things along that. Anything that a doula can do to help make the rest of your day easier is fair game. And I think one of my favorite things to do, though, Kristen, is getting mom out of the house and not away from her baby, unless that's what the mom wants. One of my things is I love nature. I love the sun. I love being outside. So we go on little walks. We model how to, get baby ready and comfortable, and then how to, tend to baby's needs while we're out and about. Because as a new mom, those are all fears that most moms have. I had it, and many, many do. And so when you have someone there who has had experience, who has had training, who has had education on, the areas, it's so much easier to get through those things that seem impossible in the moment. So that is the reason I became a doula, is because I did not have a community. I did not have family. I did not have support in any other way except Villa. And I'm already a part of Villa. Thank the heavens for that. And so I thought, what else can I do? And I learned what a doula was, and now I'm on a mission to I wish I could reach the entire world and help all the moms. However, I have to scale down a little bit. And so I have to remember each client that I have is making a difference. I'm making a difference in their journey. And I just want to expand that eventually.
Yes, that makes me think of the quote, "To the world, you may be just a mom, but to your family, you're the world." And you are the world with that mom and supporting that mom every family that you work with. But here with the platform of Villa and this podcast, you can reach so many others, and you already have through our group. So not only is Angela a doula, she's a postpartum doula, by the way. So another episode will get into all the types and fun facts about doulas and things that they can do for you. But she's now a leader of Villa as well as a sleep consultant. So it's like the perfect combination. She wears many hats. She's there for you to support you when you get home from the hospital, but can guide you on baby sleep. How critical is that? And I don't want to give too much information away, but we do have another sleep consultant coming as a guest speaker. So we'll be talking a lot about sleep soon, very soon. So join us, of course, on future episodes. We'll be telling you even more about what Villa does, but anything that moms, in general, anything that moms need and to talk about, we're going to make each episode something where you're like, yes, I need that. So definitely stay tuned, listen in. Before we go, I do want to talk about the other two parts, because we're so much more than just a support group online and all these virtual things. We have two other hats that we wear as a group, as an organization. We're also an advocacy group. So actually, my background is in law. I was a paralegal in the immigration legal field for a long time. And that's what got me really passionate about, change and rights and advocacy work. I got the honor to work with a lot of families with family law, with VAWA, violence against women cases, domestic violence cases, all sorts of sensitive cases. And hold on, Khaled, almost done. So, I got to see how families all over the world actually were so affected by some of the same issues that divided us, no matter where they were from or what happened. So when I was working in the legal field, it really inspired me to make a big impact with, families and women and children, especially. And then one thing led to the other. And of course, I became a mom myself. And what's more inspiring than when you are a mom? I didn't actually start Villa until I had my second son, Khalifa. But it was always kind of in the works, and I had been working on a lot of advocacy work. But that is something that we're saving for another episode. There's a little bit more to come on that. So get excited to find out exactly how Villa is an advocacy group, the ways we've been plugged in to support motherhood rights all across the country, and fighting for our rights as moms and what we deserve, because we truly believe that moms, we are over here sacrificing everything to raise the future generations of society. So who deserves support more than us, right, Angela?
Yes.
It's just that we're so sleep deprived and busy and tired with our kids that to do extra outside work and advocating for things and trying to support other moms, it's like, it's so much to even get through the day-to-day yourself, right? So that's why if we work together, we like to partner with other organizations and companies that have the same mindset as us. We can do so much more together and make a big impact and a big change. And we do have a lot of exciting things to come for Villa. So catch us on another episode for sure. Circling back to the advocacy side, we have a bunch of support chats. So if you're in our Facebook support groups, we connect moms we call it Find Your Villa. Although we're one big villa, there are, of course, moms who understand you a little bit more. Maybe you have a similar situation. Maybe you are a pregnant mom or a nursing mom, or maybe you've suffered from postpartum depression. That's a big topic we talk about a lot because it is there's such a taboo around it and it's not talked about enough. So Villa really advocates about ways that we can support moms make change on this front. So with different, PMADs, we have moms who have experienced DV, domestic violence, or are currently going through it, or suffering in other ways from other traumas, whether it's birth related, whether it is a loss of a child, both during pregnancy or after. We talk about the most sensitive, deep, dark parts of motherhood. And of course, we believe as a whole, motherhood is magical. Motherhood is amazing, but you cannot experience and embrace and love and really appreciate all of the good of it unless you address some of the issues that most of us have faced, at least one of these topics, if not the other. So when I was working in law, I also became a certified domestic violence counselor. So that's a topic very near and dear to my heart that I love to support moms. We have a chat group for that. We have a grief group, an angel mamas group for moms who have lost. We have moms who are overcoming addiction, whether that's drugs, alcohol, another addiction. We support you where you are, safe, judge-free zone. Anything that you're going through, you are still a mom. You are still the best mom for your baby. And we are here to support you because with a little bit of support, things can change so much, like night and day with you and your family and the way you feel. And motherhood, it's tough. It's tiring. It's you lose all the focus from yourself and you don't feed your own soul like you did before having children, but there's no reason why we can't still do that. And with the happiness that motherhood brings you from your kids, that we believe that motherhood really can be a whole different ball game. It can be amazing and enjoyable if you have a community of support like Villa. So, Angela, tell us some of the ways where people can get connected, make some mama friends, and like, is this all talk online or is this like physically, like, can we get involved? Can they get involved with us?
So this is my favorite part about Villa because most moms, you have kids and sometimes you don't see people for weeks, months, years. I'm sad to say mine was in the years part, but you have in Villa, we have broken it down by location, which is extremely helpful because then we can plan play dates and you can attend if you want, no pressure. It's not like you have to confirm to show. You can just come as you are, like we said before. And they're at various playgrounds and community centers, and there's just so many. The list is growing. I think each week, we're adding more to different locations, and it's just a great way to have that face-to-face communication. And even if you have to chase your kids around the whole time, you're still there with your group of, and your Villa, we'll say.
Yep. And it's so beautiful to see how some of us moms have met online or gotten to know each other on a Zoom call. All of us are plugged in the right way for us. So it's different. But the ones that you have gotten to know, and even the ones you just met, it like the vibe, it really like grows on you. You jump in and like my kid's climbing up the jungle gym, but I'm 6 months pregnant and can't chase him. Someone runs and gets him and, just looking out for each other. Snacks. Oh my gosh. Moms. That's one classic thing about our play groups. Somebody always has snacks and we're always sharing and our kids are always going to the next mom wanting the snack. And there's so many cool things that just connect us and make you feel like it's not a group of women that you're going to walk up to and feel judged that if you don't. I mean, most of us come in our mom bun and our mommy clothes, comfy, chasing our kids, whatever it is. You're not going to be judged. You're going to be met for, where you're at on your journey of motherhood, respected for it, never shamed, always supported.
I want to add another bonus of that is that the kids enjoy getting to know each other. Kristen, our kids, they have met in person one time, but when we Zoom, they're right there. They want to chat. They want to show their toys. It's just amazing the friendships that we are building for ourselves, but we're also building for them. It's phenomenal.
And I've noticed a lot of our kids around the age where they were pandemic babies. They were either toddlers and preschool age when when the pandemic happened, or they were born into the pandemic. So I have one of both. So I've noticed, especially with my oldest, who's a little more on the shy, reserved end, it has been night and day since starting Villa events, both the volunteer events, but also the play groups, he'll start to recognize the kids, call them by name, ask, hey, are they coming? Even with the Zoom groups, like a lot of moms will have baby there with them, nursing, whatever they need to do. The kids will start to connect, like Angela's saying, and they'll recognize each other and get to say hi. And it's very much like, not, I don't want to say it's not a serious thing, but it's very casual. Like we want the kids involved to see, because we want them to see that this is a community meeting you where you're at. And this is the community that once you become a parent, you deserve, and the support you deserve, as well as the beauty of charity. So that brings me to our last, but definitely not least, actually major part of what we do. Depending on how you found Villa, whether it was through our charity work or online support, whatever it could have been, so many different channels. A lot of people, I think, see us as we give charity items to moms in need, right? And we do. I think that that is one of the biggest ways that we show a lot of action and connection, because, oh my goodness, I have moms meeting up multiple times a day, usually picking up items from me, dropping off donations. So I want to talk a bit about that, but that is definitely only one of our sides. There are three: the support, the advocacy, and the charity, which makes us the Villa, that makes us all encompassing, that makes us change the game of motherhood. And we can only do it together. So as a big picture with each of our parts, most moms find that they could plug in to one or the other aspects of it. But honestly, there's something, a lot of it is there for everybody, something there for everybody, you know? So, yeah, the charity side. So this really got going when we were knee deep in the formula crisis last year. I don't have to go into the history of it because everybody around the world knows by now, but about a year ago, actually more than a year ago, just when Villa was starting up and going live, even though we're in the works for a couple of years actually, but going live last spring, right then the formula crisis hit. So, and Khalifa was still, a little infant, and luckily I was nursing him, but I was just so emotional over the thought of being desperate and not having your kids. Hi, Khaled.
Kristen, I just want to say about that, it was amazing because I was still on the other side. I think a silent participant still, maybe coming out of my shell at that point, but to see the coming together of our community of the Villa, it was, hey, I can't find this formula. Has anyone seen it? Minutes would go by and someone would post, here it is, I have it. How can I get it to you? It was, I get goosebumps thinking about it. That's just how this group works.
Yeah, it's been an emotional year to say the least. Emotional roller coaster, I could tell you. As we started so focused on Khaled, let mama talk. We got to tell about the charity group. Almost done though. I'm telling you, y'all, they'll keep me in check. So we started so focused on the support side, virtual, because we started during the pandemic, but that was, we were able to do a lot of the support groups, the Zoom groups, the check-ins, the discussing and meeting mom friends online. It didn't matter where you were in the country, which is how we got to be nationwide actually. But as soon as that happened, some of the first calls and issues that we had moms bring up on our support groups were the formula crisis and the emotion surrounding it. So we were there to support moms through it, but I just knew we had to do so much more. Like we had to take action. So I've been really into charity work. And are you clapping for us? Khaled's clapping sound.
It's clap
the sound
worthy.
Effects.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I have a really big background of doing charity work when we were in Los Angeles, working with the homeless and moms and shelters, working at shelters, women's shelters. I did a lot of work as well. So I was already extremely passionate about helping moms with charity, or helping people with charity, of course. So I'm like, Villa has to grow and to do this. So we posted online, a new group, a subgroup called Villa Exchange, which you may know it by. We're still Villa Exchange, but that was our former Facebook group name. Like Angela explained, we now broke into by area. So we're just Villa by each area. So we started Villa Exchange, and Villa Exchange was a place where you could do just that. Exchange formula, not give for money or exchange products, if that makes sense, but post what you have, ask for what you need. If you don't have something to give, totally okay. It was all free. It's all free. But if you have something to give, great. If the formula doesn't work for your baby, post and give that to another mom. And this mom, whichever mom could post and answer what you need, answers, and you get that. Does that make sense? So we started very much focused on formula. We allowed in every other aspect of motherhood and childhood. There's a lot of other, groups where you can give away free items. And the beauty behind that, it's not just charity to help low income, struggling families, whatever that may mean. It's also something that I truly believe we're helping our children because we're making a change in the environment. We are reducing, reusing, and recycling, right? Basics, you learned it in grade school. You are giving away something that to you don't need anymore. Your baby outgrew it. Your baby doesn't drink it, or your baby didn't like this swing or these, pacifiers or whatever it might be. You're giving it to the next mom to try because maybe that's treasure. One man's trash is another mommy's treasure. That concept. And so as you give away the things you need, you can ask and accept for the things that your baby has grown into, new clothing sizes. How long do we keep our baby in one size clothes? I mean, it's like the blink of an eye if they barely make it through a wash cycle, right? So why are we spending all this money? Society's made us feel like you need the newest, best, most expensive thing. And trust me, I've been a sucker for that many times. And that's okay too. Totally okay too. But in the items where it's like you're not really sure, you just want to test it out. Maybe my baby could try this bassinet or crib, or they like a bouncer versus a swing. All babies have their own opinion, right? No two are the same. So this is a way to be able to support and help other moms pass on items that you would elsewise put in a junkyard, taking up space in a landfill. They say cribs are actually one of the biggest things that take up space in landfills because they're so bulky and kids keep them for such a short time, in a lot of them, if they use them at all. So that right there, and anything we say baby, but childhood related. We have people ask for clothing for their, elementary school, middle school age children, moms, clothing, postpartum supplies, pre-motherhood. Maybe you need period items, the period crisis, where right here in the United States, we have so many people who don't have the feminine hygiene products that they deserve. And that's another issue that we've worked on for a while. And we started Period Project to get mommies the period and postpartum supplies that they deserve. You don't always see interactions on the Facebook group for everything, but the amount of messages I've gotten, I can think of 3 off the top of my head, that the moms were using towels or napkins for their bleeding when they didn't have access to pads or tampons, or the tampon shortage that also happened. But because when you're a single mom or a struggling mom, or, lost your job or whatever might have happened, and you don't have that village support, then what else do you do? Do you use your money to buy food for baby and you, or pads and tampons that are super expensive and the pink tax and all? Also a conversation for another time.
Yes.
But Villa is a place where you can jump in and ask. We don't ask for, financial criteria, application. We do have a form you can fill out if you don't have social media, but the best way is to plug into our social media and ask directly, because there is a world of moms out there waiting with open arms. Asking you shall receive. I really believe in that. And people will be willing to give, like Angela said, almost right away, from formula to all the other things it's become, nursing bra, breast pump, tampons, whatever you might need. And then you'll find that, hey, I feel the urge to give back and pay it forward, pass it on, spread the love, and post what my baby grows out of and what I don't need anymore. We all go through that. So you can be helpful and supportive. You don't have to have be in a certain place to be able to plug in. You can volunteer for us. You can help support us. You can come to our events and enjoy them. You can give back and give items, but there is no requirement ever. We do not accept payment for items. We are strictly a charity group. So all items that are given through Villa are free and they're donated and not allowed to be resold, of course. So whatever you might need, you just post on your group, your local group, and you ask for that item. And we also do have drop sites. So we have, I think, 15 now across the state. And post and maybe a mom doesn't answer that they need it right away, you want to get rid of it, you can drop off at one of our drop sites. Or maybe you're not really a big Facebook person that you want to deal with all the pickups and drop offs. That's okay too. You can just drop it all off at a drop site. Either that drop site host, which we have all these amazing women, which you'll get to meet eventually, who host and run the whole logistics behind getting in these donations and reposting it on your behalf. Or these people can save it up for an event that we have for Villa and bring it to me, or they can bring it straight to an event that we have, because we do events all over the state. So we've done a lot in Central Virginia, tons across Northern Virginia, and we're planning some, stay tuned, for Hampton Roads, Virginia area. So that'll be exciting and news to come as well. Did I miss anything about the charity group, Angela? It's just such a big part of us too.
And I think that that's what makes Villa so different, is that the charity part of it. But I think you hit everything. And my hope is that our listeners will help us grow and expand into Maryland, into Pennsylvania, and all the other states. Oh,
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. And that's the thing. Even though we're so Virginia based, you can plug in. There is a place for you online. One of the beauties that came out of the pandemic is that people got a lot more accustomed to plugging in virtually. So people started to learn, hey, I know how to use Zoom now. Hey, let me get on Facebook and see. Let me make a mom group community. So we can help plug you into your Villa, find your Villa, whether that's a local group across Virginia or DMV area, or nationwide group, or if it's just a chat group where you need support on a specific topic, like, for example, miscarriage or pregnancy loss. Nothing is too sensitive for us. Ask us. We are here to help. Whatever phase you're at in motherhood, whether you're even considering to become a mom or not, or you're trying to conceive, or maybe you had a baby and lost that baby and now you're still a mom. So we meet you where you're at, and we try to provide resources, whether those resources that you need are professionals, the support we give through our healing circles and other cool events. We do a lot of healing circle kind of in-person events too, and some fun plans in the works for spring. So those, you get a lot of face-to-face action as well, or in-person action, I should say, as well, depending on your area. But we try to provide people the resources, from the support to educating them on what options are out there. For example, insurance provides a free breast pump. You'd be surprised how many moms don't know that. Or resources, other amazing organizations out there that can help support what you have. Almost, Khaled. He's like, are you done yet? I know. You guys see, I can just keep talking about it. I'm so passionate about it. And Angela's so passionate about this and motherhood. We could really sit here and tell you guys so much more and talk forever, but we will get there in each podcast. We'll reveal a little bit more and more of what Villa does each time. And we provide you with the resources. So you reach out, whatever question it may be, and we try to plug you in. And if we don't have an answer, we try to connect you to an organization. All right, Kai, give Mama a moment. We try to connect you to an organization or a professional who can address that. And then, of course, we connect you to the charity items you need if we have them. Usually at our drop sites, we are stocked up on items. So just reach out to us. You know, I know our inboxes get really full as leaders of Villa, and people don't always get answered automatically, but you can comment and tag. You can reach out and post to the group at large, and at least have collectively the group of moms, hive mentality, try to help answer you, connect you to resources, because I don't always have all the answers. But reach out to some of our other leaders like Angela Pacheco, and some other great leaders that you'll see posted and admins on the group. And we will be introducing you to all of them in time, as well as all the other things that Villa does and is growing to do. So we're really excited that it's been almost now a year. We're coming up on our 1 year, which we will be celebrating. And we have, between all of our groups, from our original advocacy group, which started when I was in LA, on over to our new East Coast groups, I think we're almost at 8,000 members. So it's absolutely amazing, but it just shows you the need for moms to plug in and need this community that we lack from our own, you know, family dynamics and ability to always be there for one reason or the other. Friends, all of us are moms and busy with our own kids' lives, and it's totally understandable, but that doesn't mean that you don't need certain support. So when all else fails, you have your virtual Villa, and hopefully we become one of your main sources of support, whatever that may be, because you deserve it, mama. And everything you're going through, whatever it may be, whether it's a topic I addressed or Angela addressed, or whether it's something we didn't address tonight, we see you, we hear you, how you feel is valid, and it is okay to be struggling. We all are, even the ones you think have it put together, or social media influence looking like cutest little baby nursery and whatever else. No, I always tell mamas, I'm a hot mess myself. So there is no hiding it or filtering it. Like I said, we are for real moms by real moms, and we will always be there to support you and meet you where you're at in your journey, because it's unique to all of us. And we will give the support that we can, whether it's just a listening ear, or if it's something we can physically help you with. Reach out, please reach out. So we have our website, www.villaadvocacy.org. That can connect you to our email, but the best way to really reach us is Facebook, Instagram. We have our YouTube channel, of course. So please subscribe, like our videos, and share them with other mamas so we can reach everybody, reach the community, reach and grow our community to make a bigger Villa. But thank you guys all for watching. Angela, what else did we miss that you want to add in?
I think all we need to say is welcome to the Villa.
Yay! I hope that you guys enjoyed our first episode. Trying to tell you guys all the pieces of Villa, but stay tuned for next time, because we have an awesome guest speaker coming your way, or should I say guest speakers coming your way. And you guys just listen in, tune in when you get a chance in your crazy busy mommy schedule. Am I right? I'm over here always trying to record these videos when my husband's at work and I'm with the boys. So I know how it is. Trust me. We just do our best. But thank you, Angela, for being on with me today. And thank you all for tuning in and watching. And we can't wait to see you guys next time.